Welcome to the Mujiwara Sketches YouTube channel, buddy. In today's video, we're delving into a topic that has sparked heated debates within the community: the decline of Marine Admirals in the One Piece world. From their formidable appearances post-time skip to their dwindling relevance in the face of stronger opponents, the Admirals have undergone a dramatic transformation. Let's dissect this evolution together. A Marine Admiral showed up for the first time right after the Sky Island arc. At that time, Aokiji walked up to Robin and the other Straw Hats out of the blue. In an instant, he frozen Luffy and then quickly covered the ocean with thick ice. The next big show was during the fight at the Sabete Archipelago. Around that time, Kizaru showed up and beat Luffy and all the other supernovas on the island. That's how strong and scary the Admirals were. The present Admirals, on the other hand, can't be said to be the same. Since the start of One Piece's New World saga a few years ago, the Admirals don't seem to be as scary as they used to be. The fact that Kizaru lost the latest Egghead event is proof of this statement. There's no way around the fact that the Admirals aren't important anymore. Part 1. A glaring lack of strength. The Admirals aren't nearly as scary as they were before the time skip. One big reason for this is that they are severely weak. But it's clear that while characters like Luffy, Kid, and Law got a lot stronger, the Admirals stayed the same. It's not that they were suddenly nerfed or damaged on purpose. With his Gear 5, Luffy can now use the legendary power of the Sun God. Kizaru, on the other hand, is the same as always. Rob Lucci of CP0 was able to bring out the secret power of his Devil Fruit. Yes, there are two new Admirals, and they are very strong. But as we saw at the end of the Wano Country arc, Shanks' powerful haki is enough to scare Admiral Ryakuji away. Also, Luffy can now beat Kizaru with some energy left over, as we already said. They are still much better than 90% of the pirates, don't get that wrong. The 10%, though, like Luffy and the rest of the Emperors of the Sea, were the ones who really made trouble. If they can't keep up with these monsters, most of which live in the New World, then they don't really matter anymore. How powerful they are now. Part 2, a shift to stronger, more important opponents. But, to be fair, it becomes clearer as the story goes on that the Admirals aren't the main threat to our heroes anymore. As the Straw Hats get closer to the legendary One Piece, the characters who spent most of their time hidden are forced to come out into the open. There are people behind the scenes who are bigger and more important than Marine Admirals. Luffy and his friends have become a problem that can only be fixed by people who are paid more than the Admirals. Now that the Straw Hats are big enough, these important people have chosen to handle things themselves. Because of this, some important people in the world government and the world nobles started to come out of the dark and into the light. As a show of support, the Five Elders have sent one of their own, Saint J. Garcia Saturn, to lead the attack on Egghead. The Great Emu had to destroy the Lelougia Kingdom to put out the rebellion that had been starting in this small kingdom. It is said that even the respected God's Knights are ready to leave at any time. It's not even close to being fair to say that those big names are anything like Marine Admiral. The vast majority of people in the world have never heard of them because they are so far up the food chain. The Admirals have been slowly pushed out of the picture because they aren't as important as these other, bigger-than-life things. Part 3. The Admirals' uncertain role in the future. The Admirals are becoming less important as the story goes on. Is there anything else they can do? Where do they fit into the plans for the future of this popular and always changing show? It is very hard to guess what Eiichiro Oda, who created One Piece, will do with his characters in the future. We can, however, make some basic guesses about the Admirals' roles in the future of the show based on what we've seen and learned about them so far. It's very likely that the Admirals will not work together anymore but instead act alone. The current group of Admirals is clearly not on the same page with one another in this picture. Kizaru will do whatever the world government tells him to. Akainu's fanboy, Ryakuji, will do anything to make his hero happy. At the same time, Fujitora is off to find his own kind of justice that helps normal people more than it helps the rich and powerful. Because they have different reasons for doing what they are doing, their paths will soon separate. So, it's more likely that the Admirals' own decisions than the orders they got from higher-ups will change the story. Fujitora might choose to find out how the world government is holding people down. Ryakuji might do something he thinks will help Akainu, but it might end up making things worse. Also, Kizaru might finally decide to do what makes him happy instead of what everyone else tells him to do. Even though they're not as important as they used to be, don't throw them out just yet. Summary and highlights. The Admirals in One Piece have become less frightening due to their lack of strength compared to other characters who have gained power after the time skip. Stronger and more powerful players in the world government have appeared, making the admirals less relevant in the grand scheme of things. While the admirals may not have the same significance as before, their independent actions and differing motivations could still impact the future of the series. And there you have it, folks, a comprehensive analysis of the admirals' decline in One Piece. While they may no longer be the titans they once were, their legacy still looms large over the unfolding saga. What are your thoughts on the admiral's role in One Piece's future? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth discussions on your favorite anime and manga. Thank you very much for visiting the Mujiwara Sketches YouTube channel, buddy. We hope you enjoy our funny sketch videos and anime reviews. Don't forget to subscribe to continue joining us on our joyful journey in the world of anime. If you have any wishes, questions, or suggestions for our next videos, feel free to express your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you very much for your support, and until we meet again. See you next time, buddy. What is One Piece anime? One Piece is a manga and anime story about a young boy named Monkey D. Luffy who wants to be the king of the pirates in the world. As a child, he eats a devil fruit, a strange plant that makes him able to stretch like rubber. Before the show starts, Luffy goes out into the world for the first time and starts to gather a group of pirates. The main group grows over time, but it starts with Luffy, Nami the Navigator, and a swordsman named Roronoa Zoro. At some point, Luffy and his friends are known as the Straw Hat Pirates, and they go on many exciting adventures across the ocean. One Piece is a lot of fun because it's silly. Luffy goes from island to island around the world in the series. Each island has its own setting and theme. It's a pretty fantastical world full of animals that look like people, live skeletons, and other delightfully strange things. Within moments the group is in a winter scene, and the next they are on a tropical island full of giants. The show is full of silly and bright details. For example, Zoro holds a sword in his mouth, a scary military boss wears a cute bulldog hat, and people don't use phones to talk to each other instead. They use special transponder snails that can send and receive messages. Luffy is a carefree person who just wants to eat a tasty meal and laugh at bad jokes. Even though there are some funny parts in the series, a lot of One Piece is about freedom. During his travels, Luffy often takes up guns to help his friends and encourages others to do the same against pirates and government-backed military occupations. The characters in Luffy and his crew get stronger with each fight, which is typical for shonen manga. A lot of the story is about how Luffy beats a problem that seemed impossible to solve and finds some kind of secret power. After each fight, Luffy and his team get stronger and move closer to his main goal, which is to find the One Piece. Why is it called One Piece? The first part of both the manga and the anime shows that Pirate King Gold D. Roger is telling the truth about the mythical wealth called the One Piece. One Piece is the name of the show because Luffy wants to find the One Piece and become the next Pirate King. One of Luffy's main goals in the show is mentioned in the show's title. What is the One Piece? The answer to this question is still one of the biggest secrets in the series. It's been more than 1,000 episodes, and we still don't know what One Piece is. We know that the One Piece is the name of the treasure that Gold D. Roger collected on his travels because of details in the manga. We still don't know a lot about the treasure, though. There are a lot of ideas from fans about what the One Piece is, but we still don't know what it is or even if it's real. The One Piece could just be the friends Luffy makes along the way.